Tyson Fury only last year, every time he spoke, he talked about his mental health and where he'd been and where he'd come from. I think the more we talk about mental health across all sports, the better, especially, masculine sports like fight sports, where you're not supposed to show any kind of weakness. By tackling mental health, by addressing it, by having a mental health coach. Now, I remember, could be 10 years ago, interviewing GSP, and George St. Pierre at the time, best mixed martial artist on the planet, him and Anderson Silva. And I said to him, what coaches have you got? And he went through all his coaches and he said, that guy's the most important. And it was his mental health coach, a guy called Andrew McCann. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of any fighter having a mental health coach. How often do you speak to your mental health coach, and how big a part is that person in your camp now?
Yeah, for those who might know me, will know, I've lost 2 fights in the UFC. And when I lost, I was really lost in myself. What do I do? Do I keep carrying on? And all that kind of carry on. And I had this man called Tom Smith just approach me, and he was just like, I need to get in here. And we had a few conversations, and I told him about my aspirations and everything, and he was like, I'm going to figure out why you don't believe in yourself enough anymore, because you are capable, but there's a mental block and there's something that's in the way. And I think I became too humble, and I became too nice, and I wasn't that scouser, gritty, angry, mouthy little rat anymore. Do you know what I mean? But I ended up speaking to him anyway, and he rings me every morning, and we have a conversation every single day. And I've come off the back of 2 losses now to be the most mentally strong I've ever been, and that's quite shocking. Do you know what I mean? Because my next fight will either catapult me into the top 10, or it will absolutely finish my career, and I'm not even scared. I'm sitting here today like, well, I know I'm doing everything that I can do, so let's just go and have a go. And this is the kind of things that he drills within me, and it's something as little as, and you all might relate, if I have a negative thought when I wake up in the morning, and the amount of pressure that I have on me from the city, from the country, from myself, and I have a little negative thought, and we call it a pinball. So the ball drops in, and then my mind coach is like, you need to ping that straight away. So I don't even let it sit and sink and resonate. I know, do one, see you later, ping, 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 ping. And it's funny because it's literally I have to tap, even a physical tap, 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 fuck off, do you know what I mean? Get away. Sorry kids. And then that's it. So it's active working through your stuff. And yeah, he just calls me a juggernaut every day. He's like a hype man. But then when I started getting imposter syndrome, thinking is he just chatting too? Am I really what he's saying? And where you can be humble sometimes. Amazing fighters are arrogant fighters, or amazing businessmen or businesswomen can be quite arrogant. And being from this city, arrogance is a big thing, but I believe we're a lot more humble than arrogant, and I struggle to pick myself up, or I downplay everything. But I've had to learn that I need to be a bit arrogant but not rude, and I have to have more confidence in what I'm doing. And it's just literally come from a place of a lot of people pat me on the back and me not wanting to listen to it, because if you listen to the pats on the back, then sometimes you believe you're something that you're not. And I was lucky enough with my brothers of the city who are big fighters who have stumbled at that learning block, if you know what I mean, in Darren and in Paddy, and I've learned through them to not take on the false praise or the praise, and just try and keep my head down. But now I'm a little bit more I wouldn't even say focused, but I'm just more finely dialed in, I think, and just believe myself a little bit more.